Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your second Chelsea video of the day. First things first, huge thank you. You guys are going nuts with the support recently. It is very much appreciated. I said we're not messing about on GBFC this year. When there is news, you will be informed of the news and I'll be the one delivering it to you. So make sure you're subscribed to GBFC. And whilst we're here, let's keep this train rolling. Hit the like button on this video. Today, we have got 5 different stories to indulge in, some of which are changing minute by minute, and I'm going to have TweetDeck open on my left-hand side. So if you see me doing this, well, if I'm doing that, I'm looking at this beautiful Thiago Silva behind me. If I'm doing that, it means I'm checking Twitter to make sure that I'm as up-to-date as I possibly can be. We're going to be talking Malo, we're going to be talking Caicedo, we're going to be talking Anthony Gordon. That's the one that's developing very quickly. We're talking Enzo Fernandez again, a little bit more. Hakim, Ziyech as well, could be on the way out of the door. But we begin with the news regarding Malo. Now, in yesterday's video, I told you guys that Chelsea are indeed very interested in Malo. We see Gusto at 19 years old as the perfect player to bring into the club in order to balance the workload for Reece James. Reece James, in my opinion, is the best player that Chelsea have in our club, apart from this geezer behind me as well. But Malo, very exciting player. And I think with this kind of signing, when Chelsea look at the defence, I think it's probably the only position that we can say we are pretty much done in. When it comes to investment, I think the defence is pretty assured. If we sign Gusto, that gives us Reece James and Gusto as right-back options, Cucurella and Ben Chilwell as left-back options. And then in the middle, you have got the big man, Thiago Silva, who I want to talk about Thiago Silva a little bit here because Chelsea are getting closer to extending this man's contract. And I personally believe this would genuinely be the biggest signing that Chelsea could make this January. If we can confirm and get Thiago Silva to sign an extension, I think it is absolutely perfect. What we've seen from Badiashile in the first 2 games, 2 clean sheets, brilliant assured performances, great with the ball, really good at managing when to go in, the awareness as a defender, when to tackle, when to go to ground, when to get in the way. Thiago Silva is the best in the business when it comes to this. Thiago Silva is a brilliant defender, not just with blocks and tackles, but with the awareness and intelligence as to when to dive into a tackle, when to go in with his body. And I think that Chelsea having Gusto coming in, even though he's a right back, to learn from someone like Thiago Silva, it's invaluable. So if Thiago Silva signs this new deal, we've got Levi Colwill coming back from Brighton. Chelsea's defence is looking absolutely stacked, let alone the man that we spent 72 million on last summer, Wesley Fofana, who's been out injured. It's not been the ideal start to his Chelsea career. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not been all singing and dancing and all roses and beautiful things with Wesley Fofana. He's been injured, got re-injured, but Thiago Silva looks as though he's going to be staying beyond his 39th birthday. It's absolutely outrageous, but the man keeps delivering. He's still, in my opinion, the best player on the pitch, keeps getting man of the match game by game, and I think Malo would come in, and for me, that would finalise the Chelsea defence. Let me know if you still think we need to be spending big bucks on a big centre-back. I don't really think we do. I think we're absolutely set. We've got Koulibaly still in there as well, but, you know, you guys have seen my opinions of Koulibaly in the past few weeks. Malo, the issue at the moment is that Man United are also knocking on the door. Wan-Bissaka's been pretty good for them recently. They've been very good in general. United want him, and they've said to wait because they want to go for him in the summer. Well, let me tell you something, Manchester United fans, and Manchester United as a football club in general. Chelsea aren't waiting for no one. So if you don't pull your finger out and pull the trigger here, Malo may well just be a Chelsea player. Let's also remember he's agreed personal terms with the club. It's just Leon don't want to sell him in the middle of the season. No one wants to sell in the middle of the season, especially Brighton. Moises Caicedo, Chelsea, there are still talks about this one. The debate at the minute is, do Chelsea go all in and try and work within the amortization rules that we currently have, where we don't just get to amortize for 5 years right now, although I think I've actually confused myself with this whole ruling, because I think actually Chelsea could still offer players long-term contracts, but they can only amortize up to 5 years. So, Chelsea go for Enzo, which is looking like we might want to do so. If you haven't seen the earlier video, I talk about UEFA's new ruling coming up in the summer and Chelsea's new pursuit of Enzo Fernandez. But Caicedo is still one that is being heavily reported. I watched Fabrizio Romano's video earlier. He's a man that we can trust in the transfer world. He says that not to rule out a move from Chelsea. A lot of people are also saying that if we go for Enzo Fernandez on one of these long contracts this January, then Chelsea may still go for Caicedo in the summer. Obviously, the Declan Rice rumours have died down a lot recently. There have been a lot of hot topics talking, linking him to Arsenal, Declan Rice. But what would your dream two signings be in the midfield? If you haven't seen the midfield tier list video, I advise you go and check that out. But Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, I think Chelsea would be absolutely set with both of these players. I think it would be phenomenal to see these guys join the club. Will they both come in January? At the moment, Brighton are still waiting to see if Chelsea or Arsenal, Liverpool, they're both also interested as well. The interesting thing to keep an eye on with Liverpool is that Liverpool are heavily interested in Bellingham. That's been reported a lot. So, if Chelsea let Liverpool go in for Moises Caicedo, does this open the window for us to go in for Bellingham in the summer? Because I don't think Liverpool will be able to afford or will even bother trying to sign both Bellingham and Caicedo. I think it would cost near 200 million to probably get the both of them. So maybe Chelsea are in a good position here. Would you rather Arsenal or Liverpool just got Caicedo and open the door to a Bellingham move? Real Madrid are the favourites, but let's discuss that one in the comments down below, shall we? The next story that I want to discuss here is Anthony Gordon. And as we speak, and as this video has been going on, Newcastle look to be the favourites. Newcastle are willing to offer 25 million with 15 million in add-ons. Now, the first thing that we can alarm ourselves to here is that this is significantly lower than what Chelsea were very close to buying Anthony Gordon for in the summer. Now, this season, Anthony Gordon's had a bit of a mare. He's fallen out with Everton fans. His manager's been sacked. And Everton are really a club right now who will probably be in the Championship next season. Chelsea are also linked with their central midfielder Onana, who signed from Lille in the summer. This one doesn't really excite me very much, but considering the position Everton are currently in, they've got FFP issues of their own. They may be looking to sell players with a pending relegation looking like it could be around the corner. Anthony Gordon, at this point in time, I would not be surprised, let's put it this way, if Chelsea went in and raided Everton for Anthony Gordon. I don't really want this to happen. I think we've just gone out there and bought Mudryk. We've bought Noni Madueke. Bloody hell, if I can get my flipping words out, shall we? I just don't see the need for Anthony Gordon, and we'll finish off with the Hakim Ziyech story in a minute. But, like, where does these players get in? Like, who plays at this point? Like, if we're still looking at Havertz as a forward, if we're still going to play Mason Mount in, like, a 4-2-3-1 and play Mount as one of the attackers as well, like, where do all of these players fit? Anthony Gordon, yes, significantly cheaper than what we looked to spend on him in the summer. Bowley apparently really wanted him. Tuchel was keen. I was never keen. I'm still not keen. So, Todd, so far, you're doing a good job in January, but let's not ruin it by going out there and signing bloody Anthony Gordon. Can we please? We'll let him go to Newcastle. That'll be exciting, you know, for Newcastle. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know. If you're a Newcastle fan stumbling across this video, do you even want Anthony bloody Gordon? I mean, you got the money. 25 mil plus 15 add-ons. It could be worse. At this moment in time, it's not looking good for Everton fans. They were going to sign Danjuma. Tottenham have come in and hijacked the deal. They're fed up of being hijacked, so they became the hijackers. We move into the next story of the day. Just to reiterate a little story from earlier, not going to talk about this one for too long. If you want to hear Enzo Fernandez news, check the last video. 120 million euros or nothing. So yeah, we're just going to absolutely leave that one there. We move into the final story of the day, and this one is once again involving Newcastle United, because Hakim Ziyech is wanted by Newcastle. They want him on loan with an option to buy come the end of this season. Now with Ziyech, it's a weird one because he was very good against Liverpool. Had a brilliant World Cup. He's been pretty good in recent weeks. And it's one of them where, like, we're all so excited about the signing of Noni Madueke, Mudryk, you know, maybe Anthony Gordon as well. No, I really hope not. But Hakim Ziyech is a player who I think will end up leaving Chelsea. Whether or not he has a good end to this season or not could depend on if we keep him in January. Will we see the fee go up again come the end of the season if Hakim Ziyech continues to put in the level of performances we've seen in recent weeks? He's also wanted by multiple Premier League clubs, apparently, and Newcastle are ones that have been coming in the last couple of hours as they look to do the move for Anthony Gordon. Hakim Ziyech at Newcastle, I think, would be fantastic. You know, Callum Wilson's a good striker. He's a good target man. Get the balls into him. You've got the pace and exuberance of St. Maximin on the left-hand side as well. Newcastle are cooking something slowly. They've only lost one game all season. They've kept more clean sheets and they've conceded goals. That's outrageous. We've heard that from a Chelsea team in the past. But Ziyech is wanted. And I think with the way that Chelsea are going about doing all this business, we've got to sell players. Whether it's now or come the summer, Chelsea have got to make player sales. And I think Ziyech's one that's been touted for quite some time. Will it be Newcastle? Will it be Roma? Those are the heavy links that we've got at the moment. But that wraps up your Chelsea news for today. I'm sure there is going to be so much more that happens as we continue to delve into the later hours of this fine Tuesday, wherever you may be in the world. But I will be back tomorrow on Wednesday with more updates for you guys. I'm going to absolutely make sure that not a single one of you is left wondering and pondering about the latest Chelsea news. I'll give my opinions as I always do. I'm not here to break the news. I'm here to tell you what's being said and give my opinions on it. And I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. Come on, you Blues.